Lopsided. What's good, y'all? Jamil Parker reporting for YSM Sports Media. Yeah, this is my first time ever going live with Streamlabs, so it's going to be definitely an adjustment. Try to get my camera right. All right. Yeah, wanted to talk about Teofimo versus Canelo, and I'm sorry. Yeah, Triple G versus Canelo is possibly first, and Lomachenko versus Teofimo. Got a little bit off topic, trying to get everything straightened out. Um, Shit. Let's start with Canelo first. Triple G. Um, Situation with the coronavirus is looking like that there is going to be no May fight. It's going to be straight to September. Canelo versus Triple G, which I don't like. I was looking forward to actually watching Billy versus Canelo. I thought that was a really good fight, and I feel as though Billy was going to give Canelo problems. Billy is the type of fighter that Canelo tends to struggle with. Slick, elusive, good counterpuncher, and Billy's 6 feet tall. So the two dudes we saw him struggle with, Floyd Mayweather and Erislan De Lara, and Floyd beat him, and Lara arguably beat him. So I kind of favored Billy slightly in that fight, depending on what Billy showed up. If focused, in shape, nasal spray Billy showed up, then yeah, I think that would have been, I'm going to say 51-49 Canelo Alvarez. But yeah, we're going to be checking to try to add some more people. Is anybody in the queue? Give me a second. I'm trying to add my man JR, add my man Gianni. Okay. My man Jay's in the building.
Yeah, what's going on?
My boy JR from the Boxing Source. What's good, Jay?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Just was vibing to the ninth wonder and got this link. So what's good?
Jay, you up? Can't
Yeah,
hear
man.
you.
You should be able to, man. You got
I
me?
don't know why I can't hear you.
Yeah, that shouldn't be right. Now I'm unmuted.
I still can't hear you. I don't know why.
Damn.
I got these earbuds in. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Got these earbuds in. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm struggling to hear you on the
Oh, through
1
StreamYard, you're not
second.
hearing me?
This is this the whole thing is definitely a process. Nah, not on the not on the pods.
Man.
Yeah, but go ahead. Canelo Triple G. You think that happens first? No Billy, no Canelo?
I give it a couple weeks. If nothing changes within a couple weeks, they're gonna scrap Canelo Billy Joe Saunders. And go straight to Canelo Golovkin 3.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. But why? Nobody wants to see that fight.
Well, we don't want to see that fight. but there's still fans of Canelo and still fans of Golovkin that want to see that fight. You know me. The only reason why I want to see that fight is to see if Golovkin gets stopped. That's it. You know,
Do you think he's going to get stopped?
well, here's one thing that I'm looking at when it comes to this particular battle, right? Canelo is going to be like a WBA champion or whatever it is. But Golovkin is going to come in there as the IBF champion. And as the IBF champion, you have to have the same day weigh-in of 10-pound limit. So you can't be any higher than 170 pounds. If you don't adhere to that rule, then you won't get that belt. But if you don't want that belt, then you don't have to be at 170 pounds. So what I'm looking at is if Canelo says, you know what, I ain't even gonna come in there rehydrate to, 170 pounds. I'm gonna be higher than that. I'll be at 172 or whatever it is, and be, me. You know what I mean? And if he does that, then he'll be,
Yeah.
pretty much the bigger man against Golovkin, who's, gotten significantly slower um, last year.
Triple G was about to get stopped from Deverenchenko. We all saw that. It's clear as
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
The refs stepped in. Now I got you on the pod. But the ref stepped in. He was ready to go. That body shot, there was a left hook to the body. Yeah, he looked like a fish out of water in that whole fight. But in that particular sequence, he was ready to go. Ain't no way in hell Canelo has got nothing but better. And this fight isn't even going to be at 160. I'm hearing it's going to be at 168.
That
Triple
makes
G's
it
never
even
fought at
worse for
168.
Golovkin. Yep, that makes it even worse for him. Regardless of where he cuts himself down to in order to make 160, it's a whole lot different than when you just have to cut down one weight and then have to get used to being mobile above 160 pounds. So you like here at this particular juncture of Golovkin's career, he can't necessarily move around as well carrying extra weight above 160 pounds, whether it's the weigh-in that he makes or you know by the time he gets to the ring on September 12th.
How do you feel about not seeing Canelo versus Billy G though? Well, Billy Joe. That was a fight that I was intrigued about because we
I
know
was
Canelo's slick against dudes who aren't slick.
right, and Billy Joe Saunders is a fairly slick fighter himself.
Yes.
One, and then two, it was going to be Billy Joe Saunders' biggest fight by far, and where he could have his opportunity to show, most of the boxing world how good he feels that he is. So that would have been like his prime opportunity to do so, because of course Golovkin wouldn't fight him. So this would have been his shot to, get his chance.
Who did you favor in that fight? Billy or Canelo?
I think Canelo overall, because even with Billy Joe Saunders being a little bit slick, I think there's times where he does get himself um open to be hit, and I think that Canelo would be able to make enough adjustments to where he would be able to have the upper hand at the tail end of the fight. And I kind of favor his training uh, team, Eddie and Chapo Reynoso. I think they're one of the best, training combos in the sport.
All right. So I've seen Canelo struggle against slick guys who weren't as big as Billy. That's the problem that I'm having in my head.
Mm.
You're giving up what 3 inches? Well, we'll talk Canelo 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, he's about
They're giving up
5'9". He's not really. Yeah, he's not really that tall of a guy. So
yeah,
him bouncing from weight to weight, that's kind of an issue. So he's like 5'8". Going up against Billy Joe Saunders, who's kind of like around that 5'9" range or something like that. So now actually Saunders is 5'11", so that's much taller. Um,
and
so he
slick
would have to deal with and
and a
he's slick,
southpaw.
so he's not going to be he's not going to be right there in front of him. And you talk about in the softball, you saw how Canelo had issues against Erislandy Lara, being another slick fighter, where people thought that Erislandy Lara won that fight. So that's going to be one of the intriguing things about if this fight does go through, how Canelo is going to deal with a taller, slick fighter.
I don't want to see fights I've already seen. It's like, okay, so I want to see Wilder versus Fury, but for people that tell me, like, look, I don't want to see that fight anymore, I can understand. I know what Triple G versus Canelo looks like. Seen it.
Mm.
I don't know what Canelo versus Callum Smith. I don't know what Canelo versus Billy. I don't know what those fights. Canelo versus Charlo, Triple G versus Charlo, Triple G versus Andre. I want to see fights that I haven't seen yet. I want to see styles clash, and it seemed like the zone is just trying to go for the safe. I know people like to watch Canelo and Triple G fight, and I'm over it. I'm just over it. You know?
I get that. Like I said, I wasn't really, that much, amped for when they fought each other the first time. So, when you're not too much of a fan of either fighter, then you're not, given that much interest. But now, like I've said with the zone and the deal that they made with both of those fighters, they don't have really much of a choice. They put themselves in a trap.
Yes, they did.
By getting Canelo as guarantee, and then giving Golovkin the guarantee plus the percentage of ownership, however small it is. But having to force this particular fight to happen sooner, rather than later, even though I don't think Golovkin has that much left anyway, that it shows that they don't have that much options. And we talked about the whole thing when they possibly brought up Canelo fighting Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant basically said, yo, he's on CP time. And that's basically what it is, because it's not like Canelo has a smorgasbord of opponents that he could fight. No, he doesn't.
He really doesn't.
Because the thing about it is, it's like he can't fight anybody and make the money that they feel that he's going to be able to make. It's kind of like opposite to Anthony Joshua over in the UK. He could fight anybody in the UK and they could make the money, but Canelo can't do that. Because look at what they did with the Rocky Fielding fight and the Daniel Jacobs fight. They didn't make as much money, off the gate, or the zone numbers. They couldn't make that because those names don't carry enough weight. Now Jacobs pretty much held his own a little bit, but he kind of like faded out in the end. But still, like, they're not going to be able to get many other opponents, whether it's in middleweight, super middleweight, or light heavyweight, where it could be like, okay, this could possibly be a fight that we could be interested in, unless if there's something where Canelo possibly is an underdog against. So, like, if you put him up against Artur Beterbiev, then maybe he would have a little issue on trying to come out of that fight with a win.
You trying to get Canelo killed? You trying to get Canelo killed, bro?
Listen, like, what else is out there? What else is out there for him?
Right, so for me, how many fights is he into the contract? 3?
Yep.
Okay, so he has 8 more fights. So when dudes is like, "Oh, Caleb Plant messed up," no, he didn't. You got 8 more fights. You gotta see Caleb. Oh, shouts out to Fighter IQ. My boy Ryan Goodall's on.
Yeah, he got yeah, like I mean that's another up to 4 years left on the deal,
Exactly.
depending on what they do. But I mean, initially this plan this year would have had 3 fights. You would have had Billy Joe Saunders, Gennady Golovkin, and then possibly Ryota Murata. But
Yeah.
with this thing kind of like scrapping out the Billy Joe Saunders part, now you may just have, 2 or only 1 fight depending on what happens on September 12th.
You're right. Okay, so if you're Eddie, do you go straight into Kayla versus Billy, or do you give one of them Gabe Rosado, maybe give one of them Danny Jacobs, and still wait around for the Canelo fight? Like, what exactly do you do?
Well, here's my thing about Eddie when it comes to Callum Smith. When they were talking about Billy Joe Saunders fighting Canelo,
Mm.
I wasn't really that confident that he would pick Callum Smith against Daniel Jacobs. I don't think he was going to do that. I think he was going to give, Callum Smith another soft touch or something and just, put him, on the
You think it
shelf.
was Rosado?
Well,
I see
I
it in your
wouldn't
face.
say
You
like
think it was
Rosado. I don't know about Rosado. Really, I don't. Actually, I would have wanted Jacobs versus Rosado, but like for Eddie Hearn, it would make more sense for him to try to, put Callum Smith on the shelf. If you're going to have Billy Joe Saunders out for Canelo first, to put Callum Smith on the shelf to maybe have a future fight with Canelo, because you don't see him like mention anything about him facing. They talked about possibly Caleb Plant, but I don't think that was going to happen anyway. And there wasn't going to be like any other guys in super middleweight that they were going to put Callum Smith up against. That would be anywhere near notable. So the only options that he had as far as like notable fighters is a Daniel Jacobs or a Caleb Plant, with the exception of the thing with Billy Joe Saunders. So now with that fight potentially being scrapped out completely, I'm not seeing Callum Smith versus Billy Joe Saunders be anything anytime soon, because Billy Joe Saunders himself will probably be like, I would have had the Canelo fight. I still want the Canelo fight. So
yeah.
don't have me fighting Callum Smith when I should be fighting Canelo. That's the point that he's going to be trying to make.
I mean, I understand it from Billy's aspect because, like, I pushed Triple G back. We've already seen that fight. Let me get Canelo in September,
Yeah.
and maybe give Canelo. See, the problem is Canelo likes the every May September thing.
Yeah.
So, could you even do a fight with Canelo in January, February, possibly? But
no,
the
they're
blueprint's
gonna
already
still
there.
like I think that particular plan that they had with the zone is kind of concrete. So they're gonna try to follow through with that particular plan, with just scratching out or erasing the May 2nd fight with Billy Joe Saunders, and just going forward with the Gennady Golovkin in September 12th, and then potentially Ryota Murata in Japan sometime in December.
All right. Real quick, on to Teofimo versus Lomachenko. Hold on, I'm gonna turn more light on. It's kind of dark in my crib. Do you feel like Lomachenko is looking for a way out?
I mean, initially he was talking about, Teofimo Lopez, who is that guy, and then Lopez gets the IBF title over Richard Coleman, second round stoppage, and they were saying like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and get it on, but we went into the 2020, they didn't have anything solidified yet in January and in February, and going into March now. And They were talking about, oh, this fight was going to be in April, and they didn't solidify it for April. Then they said it was going to be on May 30th, and they didn't really solidify it for May 30th either.
Yeah.
So my thing is that I'm not sure that he really wants to go forward with that fight. And on top of that, remember, a lot of people were talking about Lomachenko just getting this one fight with Lopez, and after the fight with Lopez, go back down to
To
super
130.
featherweight. Yeah,
And
super featherweight.
for all you Lomachenko dudes, right? I think Lomachenko's a great fighter, but I feel like he's trying to get out of Dodge at 135-pound division because it's nothing but a bunch of young, hungry sharks, and they're all natural 135 pounders, and maybe melted down 135 pounders. Because
They're
bro,
melted down.
you see Ryan Garcia?
They're melted down. Ryan
You,
Garcia is melted
with,
down.
I'm talking about Ryan Garcia with the Renault suit, not the Ryan Garcia before that.
Yeah,
Ryan Garcia with the Renault suit.
that's going to
Yo,
be a thing to watch out for. Even though I'm not going to pick Ryan Garcia over Tank or over um, Devin Haney, I'm not going to do that. But all of those guys are, taller, including Teofimo Lopez. Those guys come down to 135 to fight, where Lomachenko has been up to get to 135, and he's had that extensive amateur career, so he's a little bit longer in the tooth than these other guys. So
yep.
that's why it would, it's basically easier for him to go back down to 130 and try to, do his thing there, where he has a Jamel Herring there, he has a Miguel Burchelt there, and all of
Come
that,
on,
but
man.
it doesn't give enough, you know, notoriety compared to fighting the Teofimo Lopez's, the Tank Davises, the Ryan Garcias, or the Devin Haney's. You know what I mean? I mean, like, hey, you know, um, Jamel Herring's like one of my guys, but like he doesn't get enough, notoriety to say, oh, he's a real dangerous fighter for Lomachenko, according to the common boxing fan.
Let's be honest, right? The money's at 135. Ryan
Of
Garcia
course.
is going to be a money guy. Devin Haney, not yet. Maybe in like a year or two, but Gervonta Davis is a money guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Teofimo in New
official.
York is a money guy.
Yep, they're going to
So
invest in him in New York.
three money fights, and if Devin Haney gets cultivated, another money fight. Come on, man. Nah,
Here's,
Bob knows. Oh, Bob knows.
I think, like we talked about yesterday on the podcast. Bill Haney has his son structured out to, get the most money that he can and have as much control as he can. So while he doesn't have that superstar status yet, they're building him up to, be so. And with that in mind, I'm not so sure that Oscar De La Hoya wants to put Ryan Garcia in the ring against Devin Haney so soon.
Dude is talking about, yeah, Ryan wants Tank now. He can
No.
say whatever he wants.
Mhm.
That shit's not happening.
No.
They're gonna wait that out because they're both what? Tank is what, 25?
Yeah.
Maybe?
They're like, yeah,
Ryan is 20?
like young.
Why are you even gonna pull the trigger on that fight? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
That's
it's not a good look.
no.
Yeah. Tank is 25. You got Lopez at 22, Haney at 21.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like all of those guys, like, 21, 22, up to 25. So, I mean, I waited out. I mean, I kind of get what they could try to do with Haney and Garcia, to try to put it like how they were going to have the Joe Joyce and um, Daniel Dubois. But these guys have lots of time to develop and build their brands up to where it can be a super fight, like Eddie Hearn was saying about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. It can be a super fight, but you got to build it to be a super fight.
See, but that happens in the UK. It doesn't happen in the US. They
Right.
don't have guys 13-0 and doing a super fight. Like, no, man.
Yeah, but you can't do that. But here's the thing though, with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion in recess.
Mm.
And sooner or later, they're going to have that fight between Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell. And that winner is going to have to fight Devin Haney. Now, as far as like where Ryan Garcia is right now, I know that your boy was talking about, he's gonna, end up in a little trap if he fights Jorge Linares. But if he, ends up, beating Jorge Linares, Ryan Garcia is the next in line, like
Yeah.
for the WBC title. So
Ryan
it's like,
Garcia gonna beat the dog shit out of Jorge Linares. Like,
yeah, that's the
yo,
thing, man. Linares is too long in the tooth right now. He's like, he does have the skills, yes, but like he's way like past it right
the
now.
chin
He's gonna be way too slow.
it's the chin isn't there anymore. And Jorge
Yeah,
Linares had a great career, but it's only so many blows you could take to the head. We've
yeah,
seen Jorge Linares get knocked out 5 times. All of his losses were stoppages.
yep,
We just saw him get knocked out in New York. Remember?
yeah.
What was that? Yeah,
It was at
what was
the higher
that?
weight. Yeah,
It was at 140. Andre versus Agarkov.
yep,
Who did he
yep.
get knocked out by? Coda? No, who was it? What was the kid's name?
Cano,
Who dropped?
Pablo
I
Cesar
can't think of.
Cano.
Oh, okay, yeah. He blasted him. He blasted him. You had to see Eddie's face, bro.
Yeah,
Eddie was high.
yep,
But Ryan Garcia is a 147 pounder, man.
yeah.
That's
Pretty
what he
much.
looks like when I
Yeah,
watch him.
yeah.
Lightning left hook. And according to my man Greg Hackett, he has like this cat, like he fights like a cat. Like, you ever see a cat hunch up? Like, he's like
Right.
scary. Anytime you throw something at him or anything like that, he's always like ready.
Mm-hmm.
Always like looking. And man, that left hook comes out of nowhere, yo.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and watch the Fonseca fight, man,
Yeah, the Fonseca. Yeah. Yep.
he
But
was throwing lead left hooks all through the first round.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, that is something that Jorge Linares wouldn't really be ready for. But it's something to the point where it's a resume builder for Ryan Garcia. So if he ends up stopping Jorge Linares or knocks him out, then it'll give him, a lot of notoriety, and it boosts his profile. So even then, it's still like, okay, he's doing this, so he'll have that status in the lightweight division. But like I said, I mean, right now he's at the position where there's no way that he doesn't fight Devin Haney for the WBC lightweight championship.
Mm-hmm. Who wins that fight?
Oh, Haney or Ryan Garcia? I got Devin Haney.
For me, Ryan Garcia is the dark horse of 135 pounds because he can beat everybody and he can lose to everybody.
Right.
He just has, like, I can see Tank stopping him. I can see him stopping Tank. I can see Teofimo. Teofimo's the dude that scares me.
That would be a good fight.
I think Devin's the best, but Teofimo makes me nervous because he believes, yo.
He
Like,
believes,
he
yes.
really believes.
He believes, yes. But who do you think is a better overall boxer, though, Lopez or Haney?
Haney. Not even
Okay.
close.
Okay.
But who has the the best package, Teofimo Lopez.
As
Because
far
it's
as like
power and speed.
overall, yeah, power.
Yeah,
Power
power and speed.
would put him over the top. You see, my thing is don't get caught mid range scrapping it out against Teofimo Lopez. Like you'll get caught like how Richard Comey got caught.
Yo.
So that's the thing. You try to get into a little firefight with Lopez. That won't be, So
What did he catch
that
him with? It was a short right, right?
yeah, it was a
A
short
short right
right.
in
Same thing
between.
that yeah, same thing that Robert Easter caught him with. So that's basically what it was. Comey. It was supposed to be a right hand to right hand, and Lopez caught Comey first, and
But
that's what did him in.
let me ask you a question. Do you think Loma's looking for a way out?
I think so. Like that's why
Oh!
that's why I said I'm like he wants to go back down to 130 because he knows, like you said, the sharks are swarming at 135. And he may say like, oh, he's confident against Teofimo Lopez, but like you said, man, Teofimo Lopez believes in himself, and that's like something that you gotta think about when you're you know very experienced. You've had a long career, whether it's amateur and pro, whatever. You've had a fairly long career, and you're dealing with someone that's 10 years younger than you.
Yeah.
So you could have the experience. And my thing is with Vasyl Lomachenko is lightweight is his absolute limit, and we saw that in his very first fight against Jorge Linares.
Yes, he
Jorge
does.
Linares was able to stop him in his tracks with a right hand. Now let's see if he gets caught flush with the right hand by Teofimo Lopez. I don't know about all that, bro.
You know exactly what happened. You know exactly what
He
happened.
will, he will he will be laid out. He'll be laid out.
You know exactly what happened. One way to be.
Yeah. So, yep. So that was my thing on that. Is like Lomachenko don't want it because for him now it's like people already regard me as the top lightweight, so I can't win the undisputed lightweight championship. So it's like now, what's the point?
True. Because the messed up thing is it's an undisputed fight for Lomachenko, but it's not an undisputed fight for Teo.
Right.
Which really is fair at all. But I guess that's just the nature of the beast. I mean,
Yeah, and
it's
it'll
definitely
probably
frustrating.
be like a what is it, like some Ring magazine, it'll probably be the Ring magazine lightweight title,
Yeah.
because he does have the Ring magazine title, so and Lopez is ranked number 1, so it would be for that Ring magazine title regardless. Um
So if whoever's watching, if you're not familiar with the situation, it's not even a money issue; it's a location issue, right? So Teo wants to fight in New York, obviously, where Lomachenko has fought before, and Lomachenko doesn't. Lomachenko wants it in where either Vegas or Cali, and it just doesn't make sense.
no sense at all.
It doesn't make sense.
Because like you said, Lomachenko has fought in New York City before, and my thing is that why not have an easy sellout crowd over at Madison Square Garden? Like you've like he's been there. What has it been like three times? Like he's had three
Mm,
consecutive fights within the Madison Square Garden arena, right? So
mm.
why not put it back there and have the main thing sold out, whether it's a theater or Madison Square Garden itself? Like people would want to see that fight.
Exactly. Oh, my boy Johnny Cruz. What's
What
good,
up, bro?
Johnny?
What's good, bro?
Hey, JR, you know Johnny, right?
Not completely familiar with Johnny, man.
I
Haven't
don't
like
think so.
yeah, seen him around in the chats or whatnot. So
This is my boy Johnny Cruz, straight out of MIAO.
oh, he
Um,
from the 305. All right,
You already know.
yeah.
all right.
Well,
I, I,
what's the discussion? What you guys talking about?
okay. Do you think Tio is ducking? Well, do you think Lomachenko is ducking the Tio smoke with the beef over the location?
Um, it's I hate using the word ducking. I really do. I really do because I don't think that anybody who steps into the ring and and does this for a living is really scared of anybody. Um, it doesn't sound like he's very reluctant to fight Tio though. I will say that.
Mm,
If I think that's one of the silliest reasons. Beefing over the location. Who gives a shit? If you're gonna beat this man's ass, you should be able to do it anywhere. You should be able to do it in his backyard if you have to. You know what I
Right.
mean? I've never, and this is the thing about boxing, bro. It's like this A side bullshit, man. It's like motherfuckers, they need to have a certain location where they can fight at. I can't stand it. You know what I mean? Like I want to see the fight. I honestly, I think Lomachenko would beat him. I think Lomachenko would beat him.
really?
Um, I think Tio will make it competitive for a little bit, and then he'll get figured out, and then Loma will do his thing. Is he ducking him? No. Is he reluctant to fight him? Yes. Because why else? Why else? It's not. It's not.
Uh,
It's not like this guy is Mayweather. Where Mayweather, we knew that his place was Vegas. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He's not on that level. Like Lomachenko should be able to fight anywhere. I think that he's probably maybe right now he doesn't really want to fight him. What else could it
What,
be?
what's your thoughts on that, Jack?
I mean, yeah, the whole thing about beefing over the location. That's kind of like a bad reason to not have the fight. I mean, why would you want to have it at like what is it over in L.A. or something like that? The Staples Center or Microsoft Theater, like that's where Lomachenko has fought over in the Los Angeles side. But my thing is like you would have it in New York City. You could get probably a little bit more money if it's in New York City because the thing will be packed for fans to watch that particular fight. It's going to be the biggest fight at lightweight. But my thing is like me and you said, Jamil, I just think that Teofimo Lopez would get him because one, like I said, like lightweight is the absolute limit for Lomachenko, and for me,
Mm,
Lomachenko was a much better fighter with his footwork at super featherweight than he is at lightweight. And I've
mm,
seen it in, his fights against Linares, against Luke Campbell, and, his previous fight that he had against, Pedraza. So, like, to me, he, like, remember, they were calling him no Maschenko when he was at super featherweight. But once he stepped to lightweight, all of that stuff it kind of like faded down a little bit. He did have the stoppage against Linares, but he had to, go the full 12 against Pedraza. And he also went the full 12 against Luke Campbell. So, I mean, my thing is that you're now facing guys that are significantly bigger than you in the lightweight
mm,
division. And he's going to have to deal with those type of punches in the lightweight division. Um, with Linares, for a good amount of time, Linares timed Lomachenko. So that's how he was able to be, as successful as he was for those, first 5 or 6 rounds. But if you have these other guys that could time Lomachenko and have the speed and the power behind it, that's going to be problems.
All right. So for me, right? Why do you want to have it in Vegas? It's a lot of Ukrainians in Vegas. No, it's a lot of Ukrainians in California.
We got
No.
somebody else on there.
Oh no. I think, but he's not. He doesn't want to join.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, is it a lot of Ukrainians in Vegas or Cali? No. So what is the purpose? I know it's a big Eastern European population in Philly and New York. So Philly and New York makes the most sense, right? Either or. But New York, because it's you and Teo's people. So what is the issue with having it in New York? Or you don't want to give this kid any kind of advantage because you're worried. And it's okay to be worried. But
I think Lomachenko's fought in New York more than he's fought in Vegas, to be honest with you.
And that's so the kicker. He fought Anthony Crowell in New York.
Yeah. Hey, somebody's calling you out, Jamil. Like you gotta check the queue. You don't see him. You don't see anybody else on there.
Oh wait. Oh, the private. Oh, okay. Oh, bring me in, coach. All right. Yo, you gotta Yo, your mic is muted though.
Yeah, he's kind of. Yeah, he gotta unmute himself or something, man.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but all right, he should be on now.
What's up, boss? What's up, boss, man? Bring in, coach.
What's good, man? Oh, this dude, man.
What's up, coach? What we talking about? Coronavirus? Osmosis got this. Osmosis Jones got this. Don't worry about it.
Yo, I was in a regular chat. I didn't check the private chat. Yeah. I ain't even gonna say
smoke, man.
I ain't even gonna say who this is. Johnny, this is my man. He want to stay low key, but this is my man.
I'm Osmosis Jones, man.
You Osmosis Jones? All right, cool, man. Cool. That's gonna be his alias. But yo,
this location.
Osmosis. What's the issue with the location?
There's an issue with the location?
Yeah, that's that word. That's what Tio's saying. Tio's saying that Loma, or what is his name? Aegis, whatever. Aegis Climax doesn't want to fight in New York.
He doesn't. Complained about it. Because his fighter on that card where he fought with that the Russian fighter that fought
oh, you talking Mick Conlon.
He thought it was a robbery. He thought it was a bad decision. So he got upset and he actually ran over to Bob Arum and all the people and said, "Oh, never fight in New York ever again." I was there.
Yo, I was there. I didn't see that though.
Well, were you by Aegis though? That's the thing. You have to
no,
be by
I
Aegis
wasn't.
Say that.
I wasn't by Aegis.
Yeah, he screamed that after the Conlon thing. He was real upset. You can look that up in an article too. It's probably published somewhere on some. You know, that's where it started. And I was like, he must be bullshit. And Bob Arum also responded to that. There's some good footage on this channel called Fighter IQ if you check it out. If you go to the Bob Arum one, Bob Arum responded to that too, actually. He said that was a whole bunch of horse shit and Aegis will come back and fight in New York.
Yo, I heard that Fighter IQ is a pretty good channel. I need to check it out.
Yeah, man.
JR,
definitely check it out.
You peep the plug?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm inside of a body and I fight germs like coronavirus.
Oh yeah, I bet you do.
Hey
Johnny, do you think that's a cop out though, Johnny? With Osmosis is saying, you think that's a cop out or that's a legit reason?
I honestly couldn't hear him. I can't hear him. He's really low. What did he say?
Low key.
Osmosis, speak up a little bit. He's basically saying that the fighter that Mick Conlon just fought, because Clemens felt like he was robbed, he yelled at Bob Arum and said, "We're never fighting in New York again."
Well, at the same time too, like I get it. I get where he's coming from, but usually you got to worry about that when it's a marquee fighter. Teofimo Lopez, as great as he is, he's not on that level yet. So it's not like I get it, like, because I know Lopez. I think he's from New York, right? Born and raised, Brooklyn or something like that. So the dude is from Brooklyn. So I get it. I get why he would think that. I don't think he would have to worry about that with Lopez though. But at the same time, it kind of, to me, that's it. Maybe Lomachenko's not confident. Maybe he's not 100% confident. It sounds like a cop out to me. I've never using that as an excuse is the dumbest shit ever. Like, oh, the location, really? Like, it's one of the corniest excuses ever. So right now, I think it is a cop out. I don't think he wants to fight Lopez.
That's right. That was part of the Crawford card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember the fight.
Yeah, that was
the fight because
part of the main card before Teofimo versus Comey.
My thing is this though. If Lomachenko had a place that he consistently fights at, then I would say, okay, I get it. You want to fight here. You fight everywhere.
Right. Like he fought UK.
Exactly.
Yeah, his last fight was in London.
Luke Campbell. You fight Luke Campbell in the UK, but you can't fight Teo in a highly Eastern European populated place. Now, if you say you want to fight in Philly, now JR, you've been in Philly. When hey Johnny, let me just tell you something. They brought Gavazic to Philly before the Better Be fight. He sold out the place, and the Better Be fight had a decent crowd. And when Lomachenko walked in, they went crazy. So if you say, okay, I want to fight in Philly, it's a big Eastern European population in the neighborhood I used to live in. You want to say I want to fight in Philly? I'm with it. It makes sense because TO's people can still get to Philly in an hour and a half, and you have a packed house. But LA and Vegas? No.
Wait, he said LA as well?
Yeah, because I mean he's fought there twice. He fought in LA twice.
Wait. You're saying that he doesn't want to fight in Vegas, or he would only fight in Vegas or LA?
He wants to fight in Vegas or LA.
Okay. I don't see why. Wait.
Yeah, exactly. Look at you strong.
Yeah, like
that's retarded.
Yeah, but the thing is too, like he fought Luke Campbell over in the UK, and that is probably where they had it because of the money. That's basically what it is. So why not have it at the venue where you'll be able to make the most money, and that's in Madison Square Garden.
Sounds like Lomachenko's worried to me. I don't know.
That's not always true.
I'll tell you one thing. He's definitely not 100% confident because you got to worry about robberies and things. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like he's confident to me. It doesn't seem like he wants to fight Lopez at the moment or at all. Honestly, I think I don't even. Is the fight even gonna happen? Like, is it
is never. No, it was never signed. Like it was supposed to be May 30th. Beforehand, it was supposed to be like around April 24th or something like that.
Right.
Then they moved it to May 30th, and even in May 30th wasn't solidified. So there was no formal announcement as the date of that fight.
I don't know, Jamel. What do you think? What do you think?
Is his contract up?
Well, who contract?
Is this Vasyl last fight with Bob Arum?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a question. I don't know. That's a good question.
That's what I want to know. He thinks if this is his last fight, then I know why there's an issue. Because if it's his last fight, he don't want to fight Teo in New York. Like I'm not calling no. I'm not saying no conspiracy theory, but guys get scared, especially if they're planning on leaving. And this kid is 22. He's 22 years old. Loma might think that he'll get the shaft in New York, especially if he got no more fights left after this. So if that's the case, then I can understand.
Yeah.
No, it looks like he had a 5-year contract where he would have reached the end of it, like within next month. But it seems like through somebody that he has like a new he had a new contract that was from 2019 through 2023.
Okay, so then if that's the case, then no, I don't see what the issue is.
You know,
If his deal was up, I get it.
Coronavirus, man. Coronavirus, man. I mean, what? I mean, all right. Look, let me interject because I'll let y'all all do this whole. What do you guys even? Yo, regardless of would the fight even been made because of coronavirus? Like, there's all this has not been able to be disproved because of coronavirus. So at this point, can the fight be in Vegas? It could be. Doesn't mean he's ducking. There's site fees. If Vegas wants to fight, Vegas can have the fight. They can pay out a lot of money. You know,
But at the,
yeah.
but at the same time though, Lomachenko, he is the A side, so I mean he should be able to also pick where he wants to fight too. So and Lopez should just be like, whatever, I'll fight you wherever.
No,
New York,
fees,
LA,
man.
don't matter.
The
Yeah.
site fees, man.
So-
If Vegas wants it, Vegas can have it. It's all business. Whoever wants it,
Right.
whoever pays the most.
Yeah,
They
whoever
pass it
pays
up.
most. Yeah.
And when it
Yeah,
comes to
that
contract,
literally just ran through my head too, because I'm like, wait a minute, like let's not act like Lopez over here is calling all the shots. Like, no, that's not how it works. I forgot his business to
I
it.
mean, they
Lomachenko's
both
the
can
A
probably
side,
not call
so
shots.
if he wants to fight in fucking Mars, Lopez should just be like, all right, bitch, I'll beat you up in Mars. You know, or wherever you want to be.
Yeah, like I'll fight you anywhere. So
Exactly.
Man,
you know?
Bob's the A side, man. Top rank runs that shit. Contract.
So
Okay,
maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not a cop out. Maybe it's not a cop out from.
And we
by
can't
Lomachenko.
look at
I think
contracts
it's stupid
because
to delay a fight over a venue. I really do. I fucking hate when that shit happens. But at the same time, like Lomachenko is the A side, and the A side picks no matter what they get to do. They get to pick wherever it happens, when it happens, the stipulations, yada yada yada. Side B just says okay, signs off, and goes to fight. That's it.
that ain't always true either, though. I mean,
if he beats Lomachenko in a rematch, he could be like, nah, I listen to you. Now these are my stipulations. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think Lomachenko should be able to pick where he wants to fight at.
Man, it's not picking where they want to fight. It's where it makes the most money. If Lomachenko wants to fight in fucking Ukraine, that's not going to make the most money necessarily just because he picks it. You know, it has to make business sense. And when it comes to their contracts, I mean, until we look at their contracts, they could have an extension. I mean, what's his name? Teofimo just won a title. There could be an extension clause in there.
Right on that.
You know?
There's
Definitely. When he does that with Terrence Crawford, right? Like,
Teofimo could still be on his rookie contract right now. So, you know, how much would that suck if you're on a rookie contract and you got it extended? You know?
True.
So,
I don't know.
But
I just can't think of Lomachenko, the guys that he's beaten, the resume he has, the body of work. I just can't imagine him maybe just being just a tad bit nervous about fighting Lopez. You know, Lopez is a guy who hasn't really proven himself. I mean, his last fight was great. It was great, knocking out Richard Comney, but I don't want him to get pushed to the dogs right away. Like the same thing that happened to what's his name? I can't remember his name. Juan Diaz, was it? Was it Juan Diaz that got pushed, that got thrown to the wolves, and he ended up having getting beat?
It wasn't really thrown to the wolves. It was perfect. He just beat Paulie. I feel like it was perfect time for him to step up, and he fought Juan Manuel.
He beat Paulie because I didn't think he beat Paulie.
I didn't think he beat Paulie either.
I didn't think he beat Paulie, but he got the decision.
But he fought. That was a good fight with him and Juan Manuel. That was a good fight.
It was a great fight.
It was a good fight.
And it was an amazing fight. But I don't know, man. Like Teo, he's what, 22? I guess nah. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Who do you think is getting scared? Lomachenko is scared of Teofimo.
I don't think he's scared. It's just by him coming up with the venue, but at the same time, him being the A side, he has the right to do that. But if the fight really does get stalled or not made because of the venue, it's why, bro? You should be able to beat this guy. Lomachenko is considered to some people number one. He's definitely in the top 3. 95% of every boxing expert or everybody who's a boxing fan will have Lomachenko in their top 5. So this guy's considered a top 5 pound for pound. You know, Lopez is nowhere near that. So I can't imagine Lomachenko being scared of him, or not being scared, but like being reluctant to fight him. He could be. I really don't know what the issue is, but if he's really like not delaying the fight because of that, like let's say this coronavirus bullshit wasn't happening, like let's say that was the reason why the fight is delayed, it makes you like scratch your head a little bit and be like, why is this fight not happening over this shit? You know what I mean? It's just really, really stupid. Like it kind of reminds me of the Wilder and Joshua thing, where one of the contract stipulations, I forgot who was having the issue. I think it was Wilder with Joshua with Wilder, where Wilder offered him the $50 million, but there was no venue, or maybe it was vice versa. Maybe Joshua.
That was vice versa.
It was vice versa, but like that venue thing, I was just like, really, that sounded stupid then, and it sounds stupid now. I don't know, but I said, Loma is the A side. So.
Well, look, all I heard is Egas changed his tune. Like, I know at the time he was upset that his fighter got beat, but I haven't heard anything to really until I see or hear something that's saying Egas doesn't want New York for the Lomachenko fight. Like, I know that he's open to it. He's expressed saying stuff like he'll fight him in the backyard. Like, I really don't even think this is even like a big. I think it's just Tio just being anxious to get the fight set up.
Yep.
And I think that coronavirus has now stopped it. And they were going to fight at the end of May or something. Like, this could be whatever it could be. What is it? March, April, May? Like, yeah. So they could have probably been working stuff out. Lomachenko would just be chilling. And hey, man, you signed the contract when we're ready. And all right, cool. Fight signed. Let's go. But I think he's just anxious.
Yeah, but I mean, initially it was supposed to be in April.
It was supposed to be in April, exactly. And this is my thing, Osmo.
Since when?
You're in a lot. Yeah, it was.
That was the first thing that they were talking about.
Just because the Teofimo or Bob just puts it out, that's not official.
All right. But let's look at it this way, right? If you, Lomachenko has fought in New York multiple times, right? So let's just say Tio is being truthful. You gotta. If you don't want to have it in his hometown, then that means that you're not
who
worried.
Says that, though?
Wait, yeah, but
I said,
who's
let's
saying it's not going to be in the hometown, though?
Just hear me out. Just hear me out, Osmosis. If what Tio is saying is true, saying Lomachenko doesn't want to fight in New York, then Lomachenko is concerned over a decision.
Yep.
He's concerned that it may not.
Maybe not him. It could be.
Or his people. It doesn't matter. Team Lomachenko is concerned because this may not be as easy. If it was Luke Campbell or if it was Anthony Corolla, do you think it would be an issue about the location? Because Bob is going to put the fight in wherever is going to make the most money. It's Bob.
Yeah.
So there you go. Here's your answer.
But here was my thing about it. Like, when they had the fight card at Madison Square Garden, and you had Lopez versus Comey as a co-featured bout. When Lopez won the IBF title, the first thing that happened was they had Lomachenko in the ring with Teofimo Lopez, and they pretty much formally announced that fight was going to happen in April. So they did it at that particular venue, kind of like building it up for the fight to happen at that venue. Because, like, I just really don't see what the sense would be in that fight being at any other venue, whether people outbid to host a fight or anything like that. Like, they were initially building that fight to happen at Madison Square Garden. So now with the whole thing about Egas Climate saying that no, I don't want to have this fight over in Madison Square Garden, I just don't see how that really makes that much sense, because as a manager, you would want to have your fighter getting the most money out of the deal so that you get the most money out of the deal. So you think that, if Vegas pays more for that particular fight, so be it. But they're not going to have as much, fans.
But here's the thing: Egas never said he didn't want the fight in New York. That particular fight, he just says that he doesn't want to fight in New York in general. Doesn't mean that, one, he was in the heat of the moment. Two, he's already made statements saying he's perfectly fine fighting in New York. And three, coronavirus coronavirus, man.
It's not. That's not. It's called the. It's called the Rona.
Oh man, bro.
The Chinese virus.
Bro, the fight ain't even made. Come on, let's not act like let's not act like fights don't get postponed, pushed back a month or two. I
Right.
think Tio's just anxious, wants to fight. I'm sure the fight was gonna get made, and I don't even see like no one's ducking anybody. I'm pretty sure Lomachenko wants to beat the shit out of Teofimo. I'm pretty positive. There's no duck sauce in that, and I'm pretty sure Teofimo wants to be great, and he wants his opportunity. I don't think there's no
Who
duck
wins that
sauce
fight?
in either one of those guys.
I was just about to ask that.
Who wins that fight? Osmosis.
I go back and forth every day.
I got Lomachenko. I've picked him since day one, and I'm picking him to beat Teofimo. I can't see Lopez beating him. I just can't.
I can see both. I don't think Lomachenko is an unbeatable guy that everyone.
He's not unbeatable. He already has a loss on his record. But Teofimo ain't the guy to beat him. Ain't the guy to give him a second L. I don't see it.
I think I see it. I see it, and I've said this about Lomachenko. He's a completely different fighter at lightweight than he is at super featherweight. When you see him at super featherweight, it's almost like he's moving around the ring like effortlessly. But when he's at lightweight, it's like completely different. Like he doesn't move as fluent as he did when he was at super featherweight, and he's been kind of caught a few times by the opponents that he's had at lightweight. So when you have that in these guys like Lopez, who's a young, like 10 years younger, has a very good amount of power behind his punch, you don't really want to get within range of Teofimo Lopez. So
but you're gonna always get caught no matter what.
Well,
You're
yeah,
always get caught.
but my thing is that with Lomachenko, I don't think he's gonna have enough, mobility to stay away from Lopez for 12 rounds or be able to, utilize his overall skill to where it's gonna be like Lopez is gonna be disappointed or end up disappointed and be, demoralized. I just don't see it.
Yo,
I see it.
Lomachenko is a shark, right? Lomachenko is a top 5, top 3 pound for pound fighter, probably the best amateur ever. He is a shark. But the killer whales have come to the ocean. They're fucking circling.
The orcas.
He can't beat none of these young boys, yo. It 4 or 5 years ago, yes. Now, no, man. No. They're too big. He gotta get out of he has to get out of Dodge, man.
It's something when you have Bob Arum.
Yo, you give a lot, you know what, man? You give these young boys a lot too much. I think you give them a little bit too much credit, Jamal. Because you said the same thing about Devin Haney.
I told you, Devin Haney will beat the dog shit out of Vasyl Lomachenko. Vasyl Lomachenko is a better fighter.
He's a kid, bro. He's a little kid.
He'll beat the crap out of him.
No, he won't beat the crap out of him. He is a little kid, bro. Stop.
That doesn't
listen. The dog shit out of Vasyl Lomachenko.
And how do you figure that?
Bill Haney will have Devin training like no other in order for him to bust up Vasyl Lomachenko.
No,
he has the skill, the overall skill. Listen.
I got a question. What is he going to do? What is it, Johnny? Tell me, what is he going to do? He's going to use angles?
Hell yeah,
what is he going to do?
The same thing, yo. The same thing, the same way he always wins is the same way he would beat Devin Haney. Bro,
how?
Can you name without Google search, can you name 5 guys who are even who anybody knows in boxing that Devin Haney has beaten? No. He hasn't beaten anybody close to the skill level of Lomachenko.
You are a fighter. Johnny, you are a fighter. You know that doesn't decide fights.
It doesn't decide fights.
Styles decide fights.
But listen,
This is a bad stylistic matchup.
It doesn't decide fights. It doesn't decide fights. You're right. Resumes don't win fights. 100%. You are right. But at the same time, a guy that's so young, so inexperienced, so green, you're telling me that he's going to be the guy that's considered to most at least a top 3 pound for pound?
He's giving up too much.
He's what?
Listen.
He's giving up too much.
When we talk about the thing
Jay,
with
Jay, just real fast. Okay, so Devin Haney's about 5'8", 5'8", 5'9".
Right.
So that's 2 inches, right?
Right.
He's giving up what, 4 or 5 inches to reach, JR?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Who's the faster fighter? You know the answer to that question. Who's the stronger fighter?
But you could argue and say the same thing when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather. Who's the faster guy? Who's the bigger guy? And look what happened. That doesn't.
Floyd was
he's
faster.
Too green, bro.
Floyd was
you know what? Maybe in like
Floyd was faster.
Floyd was faster than
Floyd
Canelo.
was smarter.
Floyd is faster than Canelo?
Yes.
Whoa.
Everything else. Listen.
Don't
Listen.
change the topic. Don't do it. Change the topic.
No, but listen.
My man just
listen.
said,
Wasn't he stronger? Wasn't he
stronger?
Wasn't he stronger than Floyd?
Yeah.
And this guy was way more experienced and more accomplished than Devin Haney was.
But
so I get it.
He's just giving
let me throw a monkey. Let me throw a monkey wrench to my man's. It's not because I'm not saying I agree or disagree with you, but what made it so acceptable that Lomachenko was able to beat people when he turned professional, when he had like no professional fights and didn't beat nobody?
Yeah, but this dude had like what, 500 amateur fights, something like that.
So amateur fights now play in fact of professional fights.
Yes, 100%.
That they're the overarching favorite
100%.
over. So you're saying, and when he matched up with Gary Russell, that his amateur background was the reason. Simply off that, based off that analogy.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, if you're saying that that you can give a guy like that based off whatever he's done in the past and all this stuff, and he didn't have to have a professional resume to beat this guy, and so and so.
But I'm saying resumes don't win fights. I'm agreeing with you guys. Resumes don't win fights. Lomachenko was 0-0. Lomachenko was 0-0 and he's or 1-2, something like that, or 2-1, and he was beating all these top guys. But where did he come from before? Amateur. He was in the amateurs. He didn't do nothing else before that. So from the amateurs, he transitioned into pro boxing, and in a couple of fights became top 10, and then now he's got less than 20 fights, and he's top 3 pound for pound.
Now the way you could flip this, you're saying that Teo can't beat Lomachenko, similar like how Lomachenko couldn't beat Salido because he was so early in his professional career.
I thought he beat Salido. I'm one of the few that actually thought he beat Salido.
But he didn't. On paper, he didn't. So in this case,
he didn't.
Yeah.
So on this case, you can use that analogy on why you think Lomachenko could beat Teofimo, because the fact that someone so inexperienced and was rushed lost to a more seasoned fighter.
Mm-hmm. But we're not talking about Teo, though. We're talking about Devin Haney. I'm not talking.
Yeah, we're definitely talking about Devin Haney.
We can do the same thing with Devin Haney.
Man. Hey, but I've been chomping at the bit with this one. Listen, Devin Haney would destroy Lomachenko. Devin Haney has been chomping at the bit to fight Vasyl Lomanchenko. You could make all of those faces if you want to, but you got to think about the moves that were made for Lomachenko in his favor. You got to understand something. At the point of, what was it? It was basically last year. The WBC was supposed to have a tournament for the WBC Lightweight Championship. They were going to have Teofimo Lopez involved, Luke Campbell involved, Zaire Abdullayev involved, and Devin Haney involved. They basically took out that whole tournament, and Bob Arum arranged to have Teofimo Lopez over with the IBF. Now, Devin Haney and Zaire Abdullayev were fighting each other for the interim WBC championship, while Bob Arum petitioned for Vasyl Lomachenko to fight Luke Campbell for the vacant WBC title. As soon as he won that WBC title, they made him franchise champion. They didn't want him to fight Devin Haney. And I'm going to add this point to it.
Yeah, but Lomachenko didn't even want that shit.
Hold on. Devin Haney won the interim WBC belt and was
against who?
Elevated
Against who?
Zohar Abdullayev, right?
Who?
Exactly. But here's the thing with Bob Arum. Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn worked together on multiple occasions to make fights. They've done it when you had the unification fight between Jose Ramirez and Maurice Hooker. If they had no problems in making that fight, then why is it that on multiple occasions Bob Arum said, "No, you're not gonna have Devin Haney fight Vasyl Lomachenko"?
You know why? You know
happen.
why? Why make a fight like that with another promoter when you can make an in-house fight and keep all the money?
But here's the other thing.
Why would I entertain? He ain't even a real champion. He ain't a real champion.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And it's
Jose Ramirez.
What is Vasyl Lomachenko? Let's say that fight would have been made. Vasyl Lomachenko beats Devin Haney. What does he get out of it? What does he get out of beating a 20-year-old, 19-year-old, whatever he was at the time?
Who cares? He gets a world title. Huh? What else does he have left right now? After Lopez, what else does he have left?
Well, after Lopez, this is different. I'm talking about back then when the Devin Haney thing.
He's going to move down and fight Inoue at the catchweight.
All right. Question. And in that division,
Vasyl doesn't have much after Lopez, but you guys like him beating Devin Haney. You know what's gonna happen when he beats Devin Haney? Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, he's too green. He was too green. He was too green." Like people, they're never happy. They're never happy. Listen, if Vasyl Lomachenko beats Devin Haney, you guys aren't gonna say, "Oh, Devin Haney was too green" at 21 years old or 20 years old, whatever the fuck it is. Kid barely graduated high school. You guys want to fight Vasyl Lomachenko?
Listen. At least I was there,
bro.
At the
Teofimo
post-fight press conference.
They're like the same age.
At the post-fight press conference, by just beating Richard Comey, that's pretty much all he's done. That's it. But here's my thing.
They're both the same age, though. Real quick, just a rebuttal. They're both 21 and 22. I don't understand that.
Yeah, but one has done more than the other. One's proven, one's not.
No, one got the opportunity because he was with Top Rank, and Top Rank owned the division. That's the only. That's the only
Devin Haney's problem. That's Devin Haney's problem, though.
That is true.
He shouldn't sign with Eddie and DAZN. That's what he did. So hey man, Bob said it. You signed to the wrong promoter. It's not my fault.
You signed to the wrong promoter.
What?
You made a
with the wrong promoter. You had a choice. You could have signed with Top Rank, or you went over here with Eddie Hearn.
Come on,
that
dude.
Guy is just a little weasel.
Okay.
He's new. He doesn't have any idea what he's doing in the United States, and he shouldn't be in the United States doing any fights. He just doesn't have any clue on what to do here.
Yo, fellas, I'm gonna be right back.
Where would you have Devin Haney sign if Devin Haney was a free agent?
Oh, he said he had to come back.
That's fine.
Yeah, he had to step out and come back. But I mean, like I was saying, I was going to tell him. Like I was going to tell him in that fight card that was at the theater at Madison Square Garden. There, like you were there, Jamil.
I think Osmosis was there because he hops in people's bodies.
Yeah, he hops in people's bodies and does works with white blood cells to fight diseases.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I mean, Devin Haney was there, man, and oh shoot, I don't even know if the screen share thing would work, but in the post-fight press conference, like, you know, there was a question out there where he was talking about, you know, what they're gonna say about you and saying that you're, too inexperienced and too green. Well, and he was like, yo, well, I mean, if they were saying like all the guys that were, facing Lomachenko before were green fighters, so why not put me in there and just say that I'm, another one of those green fighters? You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, it's like he just wants to fight. It's no different than Teofimo Lopez, with Teofimo Lopez having the confidence that he has. Like Devin Haney's the same way, and Bill
Man,
Haney's the same way.
man, Devin Haney signed a DAZN. That's their thing. So they wanted Lomachenko, should have signed the Top Rank. That's easier said than done.
But yeah, but here's the thing: would
Tell that to
would
them
Bob
Crawford fans.
Yeah,
would
same
Bob
thing with
Arum,
Crawford. If
right?
you're Crawford, you should have signed with Al. You know,
You were
that's
signed with, yeah, but would Bob Arum have a guy that signed under Eddie Hearn to have that fight with Lomachenko on ESPN? If he could send over Jose Ramirez to the zone to fight,
bro.
um,
I'm not even gonna be mean. I'm gonna
shit.
just interject. Who cares about that? Like, no, that's a fight. Like, that had to get made. Like, because the greater sake of both. Like, what are we gonna do with this? You know,
That
we're
was
gonna have
a
to.
good fight. Eddie Hearn just doesn't know boxing.
He doesn't know boxing at all. Like, what is his problem?
It's like, no, yeah, that bro.
Come
Maurice
on,
Hooker
like
had three. Maurice
that's a
Hooker had 3 draws. Come on, man.
that's a they had to make that fight for the greater good of just seeing where they can push that particular fighter. Like, they just
Yeah.
had to gamble. Like, fuck it. Like, it is what it is. Yeah, they got belts, but we need to get these guys moving. And they did one back and forth, but it's with who? No disrespect. I like Maurice Hooker. He's a good guy, but is he the biggest draw? Is he going to be the reason why people sign to ESPN and Jose Ramirez and DAZN? Like, are they going to be the needle movers? Nah.
Jose Ramirez could build into a needle mover.
Well, he's slowly into it, but that was the fight that slowly had to get him into that position. Because if not, who's he gonna fight? I mean, Jose Ramirez damn near lost to Cepeda, and Tune-Up in Fresno. So, man, you got to do something with this boy, man. And he happened to beat Maurice Hooker. They were trying to do Victor Poston with him, bring him to China, which he could have lost that one too.
He also could have got that ooh-wee over in China.
Yeah, man. Osmosis Jones would have been working hard over here, man. I'm just saying you can't compare certain fights to other fights because they would get made. Like Wilder Fury, like, let's stop it. That fight was made because it was already contractually obligated for that fight to be made. There was no draw, remake, or all that stuff. No, that fight was obligated to get made, period. That was the reason why that fight got made, the rematch. That's how that worked out. So Top Rank, PBC, all that. You know it in your heart that just because we saw Tyson Fury and Wilder get made doesn't mean we're going to be able to see these crossover fights. It's convenient. We know in-house fighters fight in-house fighters until it's necessary for them to cross the street and fight each other. Like, we know Crawford and Spence does not make the big super bucks.
Nope.
So
not even that's close. Why we didn't get the fight. Like, it's a great fight.
Oh man, I'm hoping that that you guys are able to come back on. I think I have something queued up for him when it comes to that Haney Lomachenko thing. But yeah, the whole thing with crossover fights, like, that's something that's a rarity. But it does happen in the boxing game, and that's why I'm like, saying like fights like a Lomachenko Haney to me are more possible than like a Crawford versus Spencer, anything like that, because those guys are familiar with each other and they've worked together to make a fight. I mean, they've made a unification fight.
But they all work. They all have worked with each other at a point. Like, you can give an example for everyone. It's just when the fights, like when they actually make money. Like, there's no money to be made with Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. There's no money at all. Like, that is not like a blockbuster fight. So, like, I can't go down the street and say, "Hey, man, you gonna watch that Lomachenko versus Devin Haney, man? Fuck yeah, man!" Hell yeah, man. That's the
Yeah,
fight. I can't wait.
but are you gonna go down the street and say, are you gonna see the Lomachenko Lopez fight? Like,
It's not a big fight either.
yeah, that's not a big fight either, you know.
And guess
So
what? That's an in-house fight.
True.
that,
I get it. All
That's
I
my
know is
thing.
Teofimo gonna put something on Lomachenko ass.
yeah.
That's what I do know.
Yep.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not.
That's a dangerous fight. And if Lomachenko takes it, he has my respect, because people can talk that age stuff all they want. Sometimes dudes are just special. You can talk that age stuff with Floyd and Gennaro Hernandez. How'd that turn out?
Yeah.
Canelo was
Mr.
young.
Lomachenko.
He was out here washing people too. Zab was young. Zab was out here washing. Who did Zab beat for his first world title?
You tell me.
I'm asking
Hold
you.
on.
Osmosis?
No. Let Jamil tell us, because he brought him up, so we can't help him on that one.
Who did Zab beat for his first
Can't
world
bail him
title?
out. I don't know, man. Hey, man.
Osmosis.
It must be a Lomachenko, right?
Osmosis, help me out before
No.
I tell him what your real name
is. Hey, man. Can't help out the ones in desperate needs, man.
Oh goodness.
You brought him up, man. You brought him up.
All right, I'll tell you right now.
Oh, he going to the box rack.
Shout out to Box Rack.
Dang,
Yo, it's before
man.
the two fights where I actually first became a fan of Zab Judah. Actually, before, like, this is
he fought the girl. He fought Birdman.
Yeah, that's the
that was he fought like a vacant title.
And that was that vacant title was Bergman. Yeah, but that was after Mickey Ward.
Yeah, he knocked off Mickey Ward at like 21.
Yeah, but that was not for a title.
Yeah. That was kind of.
But I was more talking about age.
Okay. So who was his big fight that he fought at that age? What was the age he was at when he fought? Don't make me disrespect Zab like this, bro.
Mickey Ward, he was like 20.
Yeah, he was. What was it?
Like 97.
But Mickey Ward was a fighter that had like 8 losses and didn't have a title.
Yeah,
he was 20 when he fought Mickey Ward.
Mickey Ward was still a good fighter, though. Still a solid fighter.
Yeah, so
but
to win a world title at 20, 21 years old.
But come on, what's Mickey Ward's best win though? I hate to do this now. Now you're making me do real disrespectful stuff. What's Mickey Ward's best win?
Oh God!
You could say
you're gonna say Arturo Gotti.
No, you could say Arturo Gotti, Alfonso Sanchez, or Neary.
Yeah, Neary.
Who?
Shea Neary. Those are all good. Those are all good wins, bro. Who's Toledo? Come on, man. Toledo got like 12 losses. Come on, man.
Yeah, end them up. You lost to him. Like, what are we doing now? Now we changing the story. What are we doing? Look, what are you trying to prove, man? What are you trying to prove? I'm just trying to.
Osmosis. All I was saying is sometimes you can't throw ages. Some dudes are just special. They can be 21, 22 years old and still can take down a quality fighter.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, that's all my point. I was just saying Zab was like 20 when he won his
Do you consider Lomachenko? Do you think? Would you say Lomachenko is the first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah, multi-division
champion. What about you, JR?
Multi-division champion at the
now
in the level of fighters that he's
using the same analogy, and it's not like I'm trying to say it never happened, but can you tell me a time where someone was like 20 and 21 years old and beat an all-time great fighter, Hall of Famer, first ballot who's on the top of the pound for pound?
Mike Tyson.
Who did he beat?
Holmes.
You said Larry Holmes?
Yeah.
Larry Holmes, the one from the 80s. The one that came
Yeah.
back and fought and didn't look like the same Larry Holmes, like physically.
Nope. Larry Holmes only had one loss at that time.
What are you talking about? I'm so confused. Oh man, don't tell me everyone on BoxRec right now. Like, why is it all quiet, man?
No.
Nah.
I said if you go back and look, Larry Holmes only had
Can
one
you hear
loss,
me?
right?
Yeah, there's only one loss.
Oh
Only
man,
had
he
one loss.
BoxRecking, man. The Google search is strong.
Look at my
Oh,
hand. My hand is
JR.
here.
Yo,
Wait, what's the
I don't
question?
know
know
if
What
that's
are you guys asking?
serious.
Can you hear them?
Ask the
Are they
question again.
talking, Johnny?
I can hear you, but like I just literally got added in as you were talking, so I'm not
No,
sure
but
what
can you
it
hear
is.
them though?
Yeah, I can hear them.
I
But
can't
you
hear
can't.
them.
Can you
Man,
hear?
that
Can
don't
you
make
hear
any
it?
sense.
Osmosis. I keep
Nope, I
almost
can't
saying
hear
your
it.
real
I gotta
your real
restart.
name. Yeah.
Oh, he says you gotta back out and come back in.
What was the question though? Or what were you guys talking
Oh,
about?
he asked me. He asked me, has a 21 or 22-year-old ever beaten somebody that was high on the pound for pound? And I mentioned Mike Tyson beating Larry Holmes, and no, he wasn't on the pound for
Larry
pound
Holmes
list.
wasn't in the pound for pound.
Yeah, but not. Let me finish. I said he wasn't on the pound for pound, but at the time, Larry Holmes only had one loss. Was there even a pound for pound list back then?
Yeah, I think
Really?
Roy Jones was number one at the time
In the 80s?
in the 80s. Oh no,
Was there
I'm
a
capping.
pound?
No. I'm
Pound
putting
for
that.
All right,
pound list in the 80s.
Osmosis has returned. Apparently.
I'm just saying he was 20,
All right.
21.
You said
Wait,
Larry.
two
You
years
said
old.
Larry Holmes. You
What
said
about
Larry
Michael
Holmes.
Spinks though? Because he was 21
Yeah.
when he beat Michael Spinks. Do you consider him he was undefeated at the time?
Was
Yeah,
Michael Spinks
okay,
top?
yeah.
Because he
Had to
said
be,
Larry
'cause
Holmes, which I wanted to throw my phone when he said Larry Holmes. Mike Tyson versus old Larry Holmes.
Hey,
Really?
it don't matter. He
hold on
only
a
had
second.
one loss.
Hold on
No,
a second.
it
'Cause
does.
that
That's
Larry
the
Holmes,
definition of the old,
Larry
young,
Holmes,
and taking out the.
that Larry Holmes after Mike Tyson beat him, beat the shit out of Ray Mercer. So let's not act
Who is
like Larry Holmes still
what
wasn't
did Ray
fighting.
Mercer do? Beat up old Tommy Morris, a hype Tommy. What are we doing now? Now,
Oh, he beat
now
down.
you,
Tommy
I mean,
Morris
I-
was a
bro.
good
Listen,
fighter.
I ain't saying Ray
Come on,
Mercer
man.
was
Tommy
a
Morrison was
legend.
good though,
I'm
man.
just saying
Like,
No.
he still had it in him. He could still fight. Larry Holmes could still fight, and he went the distance with Holyfield, so he could still fight.
But this doesn't prove that. And that was that Larry Holmes pound for pound. Like this, you're deviating from the whole.
Okay, what about
like,
Michael
This is
Spinks?
what you're doing.
What about
Like,
Michael Spinks?
was
Michael
Tommy
Spinks.
Morrison? Was
Michael
Michael Spinks pound? Was he pound for pound top
I
three?
don't know if he was pound for pound at the time.
Yes.
I tell you what, he was undefeated. He was a lineal
Was
heavyweight
he?
champion, and he was a number
Was he?
one. Maybe not the number one, but he was definitely in the top 5 heavyweights.
That's not my question. Was he pound? Like, see, we're doing this. It's a simple.
Yeah.
Was he top 3 pound for pound? It's yes or no.
I don't know. I don't know if there was a pound for pound list back then.
I don't know either.
I don't know if it was a pound for pound list, but Michael Spinks should have been on it, regardless. He was coming off
I
of
think
2
that was-
wins.
That was in the 80s,
so-
bro. I don't know if a pound for pound list existed back then.
Of
Yeah.
course, pound for pound. Totally.
Well, I don't know if he was on it, bro. I really don't know.
Let's use Google as a friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do.
He beat Larry
Michael
Holmes twice,
Spinks.
and he stopped Jerry Cooney.
Who?
And this is after.
Bro, you gonna make me disrespect people again, man. Okay. You gonna make so did Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes stopped Jerry Cooney too.
My point to you, Ryan. My point to you is he fought at 175. He was very good at 175, and he goes up and does that at heavyweight. So he had to be high in the pound for pound list.
Was those fights controversial?
I hate you. You realize?
Did you even see the fights? Were they controversial?
Yeah, but they were.
It don't matter.
Well,
A victory is a victory.
On paper.
No. So check this out. So tell me this: when has a person win a controversial fight and become pound for pound top 2, top 3?
Happened with Andre Ward when he beat Sergey Kovalev the first fight. It was controversial as hell. And
Was he already pound for pound at that time? Top 3?
Andre Ward was not on the pound for pound list at the time.
What?
When he fought,
What are you talking about?
When he fought Sergey Kovalev, the first fight, when he came back from retirement or whatever the fuck it was, Andre Ward was not number one pound for pound at the time.
No one said number
Absolutely
one.
not.
I'm just saying. You said he wasn't on pound for pound list.
He wasn't on my pound for pound list.
Okay, well, so we're just doing that now. My pound for pound list.
Well, I don't know if he was on the what pound for pound list are you talking about? The Ring
Like
magazine,
a major, like
which
we're
pound for pound.
pound for pound. It's like a majority. Like we're using like a majority of like major media outlets.
Oh,
like,
then yeah,
I
sure.
could
What
say
media
Lomachenko.
outlet was out?
Yeah, other than Ring Magazine, who else?
Okay, then you can do Ring. Okay, you can do the broadcasters. You can look
Hey,
at their
bro,
bias broadcast.
were you even born then?
What do you mean?
He said, "Were you even?"
It's a legitimate question. Were you born?
As Osmosis Jones, probably not.
Are we talking to a
We don't have a
person?
long cell span, bro.
Ooh.
But to answer your question, yeah, a lot of people had Andre Ward on their pound for pound list, but it was a controversial decision. Andre Ward won it on paper, and he became number one pound for pound.
He didn't just become pound for pound.
He became number one pound for pound after he beat Sergey Kovalev.
So who was ahead of him prior to that?
I don't remember at the time.
So who did he jump
It was
over?
Roman.
See,
I think it was
Roman
Roman.
Gonzalez. Yeah, there you go. Chocolatito.
so Andre Ward jumped over Roman Chocolatito. Did you have Chocolatito as pound for pound on your list?
Yes, I did.
Number one?
Number
Yes.
one. I know I did. I can tell you for a fact that I didn't.
Look. I feel like I'm doing a whole bunch of little small petty arguments. I gotta find out if Michael Spinks, based off the majority of people and the allegedly credible boxing alleged had him there. And then the Mike Tyson thing could be valid.
Top
Right?
pound for pound. I don't know if you can find it. I'm not sure if you can find it. Or you can find this the ratings, annual ratings, but
Look.
pound for pound, I don't know.
Look,
That's back in '88. I don't.
I'm going to Michael Spinks. All right, he fought Mike Tyson in like the 90s or 1988.
88.
Boom. 1988. So I need to look up the Ring Magazine list. And 1988.
Mike Tyson was pound for pound number one in '87.
So he was pound for pound fighting someone who he's supposed to beat. That's what you're saying. Who was the favorite in the fight too?
Between Spinks and Tyson?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I don't know. I have no idea. I was
Tyson. So who would be the favorite in Lomachenko and Teofimo?
Lomachenko.
Okay, so I'm just trying to find a common theme. So
y'all sure?
He would be. I mean, he's rated number one or champion, but
all right. Ring Magazine's annual rating. Okay, let's
like
see. January, February, March, April, May.
Oh,
light heavyweights. 1988. What are they doing? Where's Spinks at, man? What are they doing, my boy Spinks at?
Yeah, only thing I see is Iron Mike. Let me see. When did they say Iron Mike? But that was '89.
When did they fight, though, man?
They fought in 1988.
What month did they fight?
How you don't think that Michael?
I know it was 88.
Okay, so they fought in June. Okay, so let me.
It's preposterous.
Look, man, I'm not saying your concept of why you would place them there is wrong. I'm just trying to say that in this analogy we're using, I'm using what you would say as a pound for pound, or I'm just trying to figure out Michael Spinks was in the general public eye. Because if the perception was that Mike Tyson was supposed to beat him, then I can't use that same comparison to this. You got a young guy who many people have as an underdog against a top pound for pound.
Here's where the theory that Spinks could be, among the top in pound for pound because he beat Larry Holmes, and Larry Holmes had
agree.
dominated the heavyweight division for the majority of the '80s, and he was on the brink of what was it, basically tying Rocky Marciano's 49-0 before Michael Spinks got that win. And so he basically came up from light heavyweight to heavyweight in order to.
He jumped 2 divisions. He was the undisputed champ. Jumped 2 divisions and then won the heavyweight championship. That doesn't happen.
Listen, I know Michael Spinks' career very well. Okay, I know how he also didn't want to go into the tournament and face Mike Tyson like everyone else did. He had this alternative route where he went through and fought guys like Tangstad and Jerry Cooney before. He left it all out in the ring in 2 rounds, 1 round, I think 1 round. Like the man didn't even want to fight that night. I know y'all know the story. We didn't even want to come out,
right?
In that, so I get it. He has every right to. I don't blame him. I would never disrespect. I'm just saying, going into this whole entire thing, I get his accomplishment. He went from 175, went to 200. He got the strength and conditioning dude who happened to work with Bernard Hopkins and everyone else who did the jump. Boom. And he did the Larry Holmes fight, which led to 2 controversial decisions. And second fight was like a split decision. And a lot of people actually thought that the first fight was a robbery. So
right.
In this case, I get his accomplishment is still very, very, very good. But was he the favorite going to the Mike Tyson fight?
That's what I just Googled it. I didn't see anything.
Let me go, Mike, because I just want to use this as a group because we all can agree that Michael Spinks could be a pound for pound guy, right? I mean, I'm not disputing. I wouldn't be mad if I would made the list. I wouldn't be mad to have him top 3.
There's no way you can't have him in the pound for pound.
He was an undisputed, he had the undisputed light heavyweight championship and defended it, at least a couple of times before going up to fight Larry Holmes, who most probably was the number 1 guy.
So who were the other 2, 3 pound for pound guys you would put at that time? Because you're also gonna have to know that era, What
was it? Like Leonard would probably be around there, right?
Yeah, Ray Leonard in 87, 88. Ray Leonard would probably be one.
But I'm talking about in 85, right? You're talking about in 85, right?
No, I'm talking 88. Like that. Like we're talking about that time when Michael Spinks was laying on his back, looking.
88. Who would be in 88 though? Ugh.
I mean, wasn't there Purnell wasn't fighting? Was there not no?
Yeah,
Purnell was fighting.
Was Michael Nunn around there? Was Marlon Starlin around there? Was Purnell around there? Was Chavez around there?
Okay, let me see. No, this is 89. So I want to go 88, right? So, yeah, Purnell had to be around there, something like that, man.
Here, we're gonna look at Ring Magazine. Let's see, 19. Oh man, see.
No, they had a thing. I just had it. Damn.
All right. Well, look. Let me look at Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. We want to see who the favorite was.
Yeah, that's why I just looked up. I didn't find anything.
Chavez was there. Julio Cesar Chavez
Opinions
was
on
there
the fights
around,
were mixed. Let's see. Opinions on the fight were mixed, although in general more pundits favored Tyson.
I see it here. The odds were 4-1 for Tyson to win, so Tyson was the favorite.
Marlon Starlin.
Yeah, 4-1.
So that's Spinks entered the ring as a 4-1 underdog, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know if we can compare Mike Tyson versus Spinks as a 4-1 underdog.
You actually was a 20. You keep extending the end zone. You said 21 or 22. That's what you said. I named somebody.
Here's the thing. We can't prove a pound for pound. So what can we do now? We gotta move to the next thing. right? Can
Whatever.
you show
Yeah,
me? Because what?
there's no way to show a pound for pound list.
Nope.
I mean, I'm just looking for 1 pound for pound list in 1988. Just from
I
some
can't even
incredible.
find it.
Maybe Ring
can
Magazine
you
didn't. Maybe Ring Magazine didn't do it at the time, which then
I'm
it's like
t-
it makes it.
I'm telling you. Okay, so we couldn't find one, right? But a dude jumping up, a dude being undisputed at 175 pounds. So it's the equivalent of Andre Ward beating Adonis Stevenson, becoming undisputed and jumping up and beating Anthony Joshua. He wouldn't be high on the pound for pound list? Come on, dude.
Hey man, but can you tell me the other 2 people or 3 people he was competing with? If you got to talk that era to know who he jumps.
No, but I think osmosis is like what Jamil said. If Andre Ward went up to fight Anthony Joshua, the thing is Anthony Joshua at the time wasn't like rated within pound for pound, or at least not top 3. Definitely not top 3 pound for pound. So the thing is, we're trying to pinpoint if Michael Spinks was around that top 3 pound for pound at the time.
But
Now it
So-
could be possible because he came up as the undisputed light heavyweight champion, defended
Okay.
that title, undisputed title, a couple of times, then went up to fight Larry Holmes and gave Larry Holmes his first loss.
Second loss.
now,
Oh wait, you talking about
no,
Spinks?
he
My
gave
bad.
his first. He gave his first
So
2
I just
losses.
looked up. They have the Ring Magazine's annual ratings, 1988. They actually didn't have a pound for pound list.
Pound
They
for
only
pound,
had-
yeah,
They
that's
only
what-
had
yeah.
top 10 for every weight.
Right, for
category.
every weight
And
class,
you want to
yeah.
know what's funny? Michael Spinks actually is not even in the top 10 in 1988 of the heavyweight division, according to
Yeah,
the Ring
that-
Magazine.
but that
ratings
was
in '88.
that was at the end of.
Well, how about
I
this?
guess
Where
it
was
the
he
end
in the
of
light
88.
heavyweight? What was he in light heavyweight?
No, he wasn't in there because that was his last fight.
He's not on the light heavyweight either.
That was his
He
last
wasn't
fight.
even-
So
he wasn't even ranked
you
in the top
gotta
10.
you gotta see about like when he actually hung up his
So-
gloves, because if he
Oh wait, no, you got to check 87. Check
Oh
87.
yeah, 87. True. You're right. Hold on. Let me see. 19. Yeah, because 88, Mike Tyson had already beaten him.
Now you got to look in 1987 then, because Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvin Hagler in 1987 before he had to fight Donnie Lalade, who also was the light heavyweight champion, or was he? No, it was a light heavyweight fighting at super middleweight for the first WBC super middleweight.
man,
So now,
No, so I just
Yo,
looked
that
now.
top
87.
10.
Michael Spinks is the guy.
So I just looked now.
that top
Spinks
10
isn't
though,
on
boy,
the
for
87
heavyweights in that. Man,
Spinks isn't in 87 either on the top 10 for light heavyweight or heavyweight, which is weird.
heavyweight.
Yeah,
What I'm saying right now,
Heavyweight, he's the champion, bro.
he's the champ because they got the top 10 there. It's Tyson, Holyfield, Tucker, Witherspoon, Pinklon Thomas, Carla Williams, Trevor Burbick, Addison Rodriguez, Tyrell Biggs, and
Oh
Mike
yeah,
Reed.
I just
Boy.
noticed him at the top as a champion.
Yeah, Michael Spinks is the champ, though.
Yeah, I just saw it right
So,
now.
yeah.
I didn't even look.
but my question
And
is,
remember-
would you put Michael Spinks over Sugar Ray Leonard after he allegedly beat Marvin Hagler and was going to fight Donnie Lalade at 168,
Okay.
a 175
Well-
fighter?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. What's the bigger win, right? You going up from light heavyweight and beating Larry Holmes, or you beating Marvin Hagler?
You tell me. It's obviously subjective. Do you think that?
I say beating Larry Holmes.
Beating Larry Holmes is a better win, bro.
Of
It's
course.
a better win. Yeah, beating Larry Holmes, man.
Larry Holmes didn't lose to Bobby Boogaloo Watts and Willie the Worm Monroe. Come on, man. Come on.
Dang, man. Dang. Y'all just gonna disrespect Willie Monroe dad like that, right? Like Willie Monroe just didn't just come through and also gave Marvin Hagler
I'm not
some problems,
disrespecting them.
man.
They my OGs. They from here.
Hey,
Well, we
now
call
I
it
have
a
a question.
spade now.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
though. How did Marvin Hagler do against Willie Monroe twice? After that. So you
bring
don't
up
want to talk
old
about what
shit.
happened after. Just like how you don't want to defend Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, because if Tyson Fury beat Wilder, you know what I'm saying?
Max, what's good, Max?
Yeah.
But wait,
What?
what? Because I came in
But
late.
why we
was
disrespecting my
this-
boy
what was
Bobby
the
Watts,
point of
though,
all
man? What
this?
Bobby Watts do to you, man?
Oh, Bobby Boogaloo. What? I'm just saying, Bobby Boogaloo. Larry Holmes never lost to a Bobby Boogaloo Watts. Bobby Boogaloo
Hey
Watts
man, isn't he from
Bobby
Philly
Boogaloo
though? Is he
Watts.
from? Isn't he from Philly though? You gonna
I
disrespect a
just
Philly
said
fighter like that?
both
Is he
of
from
them are
Philly?
from Philly. Both of them are from Philly. You gotta do your homework.
Hey man, why
Philly,
you disrespecting? So Philly fighters are
Philly,
obvious. You should say he struggled against Philly fighters, man.
Philly fighters will whoop your ass. I'm just showing you. Hall of Famers will whoop on a Hall of Famer's ass, man. That's what we do.
Hey man, just saying, man.
But yo, what was going on here? Like, what did we just like start talking about Tyson?
We can't
What was
disprove
going on?
pound for pound because there's
Like
not a
that,
pound
no,
for
it was
pound
like
list.
that. Yeah,
So
Don.
so
The point was like with Lopez and
who?
Loma, that type of comparison with Lopez being as young as he is, fighting Lomachenko, who is considered top 1 or 2 pound for pound. Like
Mhm.
we're trying to figure out when ever in history has like a 21, 22-year-old fought someone that's within the top 3 pound for pound and was able to defeat him. So that's where the whole
As
discussion
quote
is.
unquote being the public pundit
Maybe Ali.
underdog.
Ali didn't Ali beat Ken Norton when he was like 20, 21 or something like that?
No,
Man,
you mean
Ken Norton? Hell no.
Sonny
Ken
Liston.
Norton was like way
Sonny
later.
Oh,
Liston,
Sonny
yeah,
Liston.
but
My
Sonny,
bad. Sonny
but,
Liston. Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
got
that
him
was
confused.
so far back that they didn't really, consider, what would be pound
There
for
was
pound at that particular
yeah,
time.
there was no
But
pound.
I'm sure he would have been in the top pound for pound if they did have one at the time. And
Yeah,
Ali beat him, and
because they
Ali was
probably
only
wouldn't.
20, 21.
Listen, Sonny Liston would have probably hustled any of the journalists out there to say that they'll put him number 1. If they don't put him number 1, then it go.
Yeah, hung him upside
So
down the
back
window.
then they didn't have a pound for
Yeah,
pound list,
exactly.
obviously. But if they did, I'm almost certain Sonny Liston would have been on there. Ali beat him. Ali
You
was
think
young
so?
as hell, 20, 21, 22, something like that. So
When was the last time a heavyweight was top 3 pound for pound?
Yeah, but you talking about back then, the heavyweight division was everything. If you notice, they had Mike Tyson number 1 as pound for pound. That shit wouldn't happen today.
Would you have Mike Tyson pound for pound number 1?
right
Fuck
now,
no.
what are you talking about?
Would you have Mike Tyson pound for pound in his prime after knocking
No.
out Spinks?
Absolutely. Why would you?
No.
What do you mean no? Why would you not have Tyson as pound for pound? Really?
I don't have heavyweights pound for pound, even though they should be, because they the only dudes that can be outweighed
I
by
think
40
I think
pounds
Tyson Fury
fight night.
just cracked
Yeah.
the top 10.
Yeah, but
pound for pound.
that's the thing too. Where you
So-
could consider him pound for pound, given the amount of disparity between guys within the heavyweight division. Like you have somebody like a Mike Tyson that is a short, stocky guy fighting guys that could be much taller than him, could be bigger than him.
I'm
all
still
of that.
mind boggled by what you
All
said, Jamal.
types
How
of
do you
dimensions.
not have Tyson pound for pound at that time? What?
No, pound for
That's
pound number
insane.
1?
Yeah,
Pound for pound number 1? No. No.
Absolutely. What?
Why?
No.
Why wouldn't you?
What
And why
time
would
period?
you?
Huh?
1988. 1988.
Okay.
He just
So he was
defeated
he-
Michael
he
Spinks.
been-
He just became lineal heavyweight champion. He just became undisputed heavyweight
Nah,
champion.
he was undisputed in '87. Like
He
at-
got
at-
the lineal champion in 1988. How do you not have him as number 1? And he's only what, 21 at the time? How do you not
I mean,
have
he
him as
has.
number
He's
1?
putting a point, man. He's saying he beat a top 3 pound for pound in your eyes, man. Jamil, I mean, you saying he beat this guy who jumped up and did all
There's
this
no way. There's
magical
no way you
stuff.
not have Tyson as number 1.
first
There's no way.
he was the undisputed champion. Then he became the lineal champion when he beat
Right.
Michael Spinks.
Yes.
You
I
know,
mean,
so
what happens when you beat a top 3 pound for pound guy, man? Does that? I mean,
Jamel, give me your reasoning
is
as
that
to
not
why you would
automatically?
not have Tyson as number 1.
Oh, because I don't believe in giving heavyweights pound for pound number 1.
Why? Back then, heavyweight was like the hottest thing.
Bro, I can't even make an argument for it. I just don't believe it in it.
You just don't
Because
believe it.
they haven't gone up and down, up and down the
Yeah.
divisions. I just don't believe in it.
Okay,
I just won't do it. I just won't do it.
that's why I brought up the point of
I just won't
even
do
though
it.
that they can't necessarily go up and down divisions. The thing is that with heavyweight, it's so broad with it being like, what is it at that particular time? What is that, 175, or 200 all the way up? or whatever it is. So it's like you're fighting guys that are, over 200 pounds, but they could be 6'3", they could be 6'5", they could be, 6'4", whatever it is. So you have various fighters within the heavyweight division in different sizes that you have to deal with at 5'11" or 5'10", like Mike Tyson was.
All right, now here's
So
my other question then with all this. When Tarver beat Roy Jones, did that make him pound for pound?
Pound for pound number
he
one.
knocked him out.
Pound for pound number. I don't know, because Roy Jones
Nope.
was a little past his prime, bro. He was 35, 36.
He was past his prime when Tarver knocked him out. After he just beat John Ruiz.
35, 36 years old.
John Ruiz.
After he just captured a heavyweight WBA super heavyweight champion.
Listen,
Past your prime doesn't mean you can't fight. You can still fight past your prime.
Roy Jones was this close to fighting Mike Tyson at heavyweight. He decided to go down to light heavyweight to fight Antonio Tarver because
so now he's past his prime. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? How is 35 not past your prime?
Bro, he just
It doesn't matter what he did.
How old is Lomachenko? How old is Lomachenko?
He's still past his prime.
How old is Lomachenko?
Don't tell me about
How
what
old is
he did before the
Lomachenko?
fight.
How old is Lomachenko?
30. I don't know. 32, 33.
32.
Something like that.
I mean,
How you're really sitting here telling me that 35 is not past your prime?
So what's 32 to you then?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman. He's still past his prime. Don't give me that crap. He's 35.
So hold on. No, I got a question.
Especially
What was
a guy
Bernard
like Roy
Hopkins'
Jones.
prime? What was Bernard Hopkins' prime?
Okay, but Bernard Hopkins is a whole different kind of fighter. Bernard
Oh,
Hopkins
now we're just picking different fight. So what's his prime?
Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins fought nothing alike. Roy Jones.
What was Archie Moore? Archie Moore's prime.
Listen,
What was Archie Moore's prime?
Listen to me. Roy Jones Jr.'s fighting style was 95% based off of his reflexes. At 35, you don't have those same reflexes anymore. You don't.
Okay, so
what's
89? Hold on.
So what's Archie Moore's prime then?
Like I said, Roy Jones is a whole different fighter.
Do you know about Archie Moore?
There's those rare guys that can keep fighting in their 40s, like Manny Pacquiao right now. Like I said, he should.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, he's not.
Wait a minute. So this is what I want to know. So you telling me that Roy Jones was past his prime when he was fighting Glenn Kelly and Clinton Woods before he moved up?
I'm talking about when Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. was 35 years old. Is that past your prime for a guy whose fighting style is based off his reflexes? Yes or no?
I'm sorry. It don't matter. It don't matter what your fighting style is. 35 is past your prime.
It absolutely matters, bro. Roy Jones.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Roy Jones Jr.'s fighting style was all reflexes.
35 is past your prime. I don't care who you are.
So what's Bernard Hopkins' prime?
35 is past your prime.
Exactly.
What's Bernard Hopkins' prime?
Roy Jones, except there's guys that are
his late 20s.
Them guys. Roy Jones Jr. was past his prime what's
Archie Moore's prime?
Beat him.
Enter your prime. It doesn't. 25 between 25 and 30 is your prime. Simple.
Right.
Is it?
So Roy Jones. I don't care what anybody says.
When it comes to boxing careers, that varies.
No, I'm talking about sports. Period.
Yeah, sports in
25,
general.
25 to 30 is 24 to 25 to 30 because you still have you're in your prime athletic gifts and you kind of are seasoned. 25 to 30 is your prime.
So
you start.
So but don't you also develop skill and knowledge?
Your brain becomes fully developed at 25.
Wait, what?
Right.
So you're telling me that the Floyd Mayweather at 25 had the same knowledge that he had of boxing mentally?
No, it's the combination of everything. It's like, okay, so yeah, Floyd was smarter at 36, but he wasn't as fast as he was at 25. He didn't have that kind of same power at 25.
So how old was Floyd when he fought Pacquiao?
36, 38,
38, yeah.
Do you think I don't know, a 33-year-old Mayweather had a better chance than the 36-year-old?
Age would have beaten Manny Pacquiao, no matter.
No, but that wasn't the question.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I didn't say
Mayweather at
what
20.
he lost.
Mayweather at 21 would have whooped Pacquiao's ass.
Yep. Mayweather at any age, if they both met
Mayweather
as teenagers,
at
if they met as old men, if they
any
met as
any
both
level.
25, Mayweather would
That
have
wasn't
beaten
the
Pacquiao
question. That's not. I'm not even disagreeing with it. That wasn't the question. I said, would he had an easier time? Would have been a tougher time? Would have been what?
I think because back then when he was 33 years old, he took a little bit more risks. Actually, no, at 33 years old, no, it would have been the same thing. He fought the same style. Now, if you're talking about Pretty Boy Floyd when he was 25, 26, I think he would have taken a little bit more risks to try to maybe knocking out Manny Pacquiao, maybe hurting him, and Pacquiao probably could have gotten a little bit more opportunities. But I still think at the end of the day, Mayweather would have beaten Pacquiao.
So the Floyd Mayweather that fought Chop Corley versus the Pacquiao that beat Antonio Margarito. You think Mayweather would have had an easier time than he would have did when he fought him when they did?
Like I said, at that time, Mayweather took more risks, so it would have opened up more opportunities for Pacquiao.
Is that a yes or no?
So I'm telling you, I'm
taking Mayweather in any era.
I'm still taking Mayweather.
Class.
Would he have a tougher time with Pacquiao? Yes.
But the question is, would he have a tougher time? Would it have been easier?
Yes.
Would it have been harder?
No, in my opinion, the Mayweather that fought back then, like how he fought Corley, if he would have fought that same way against Pacquiao, he would have had a tougher time. Not much more tougher. It's just I think Pacquiao would have landed a little bit more. That's all, because he would have opened himself up for more opportunities for Pacquiao, because he liked to exchange back then.
Each year that goes down would have been a worse ass whooping for Manny Pacquiao. Each year, you just scroll back. Each year,
the lower you go, the worse it would have gotten for Manny Pacquiao. The thing with Floyd Mayweather was he was like a lot more offensive, in like him at 135, he would have completely wasted Pacquiao. Like the way that he, dissected Diego Corrales, that was like,
oh my God, that Mayweather would have beat the fuck out of Pacquiao.
Like, the thing is like, good Lord, by the time he got to 147, like his hands were pretty much like done. Like even at 140, when he fought Arturo Gatti, he just basically blasted Arturo Gatti and just beat him to bits. But by the time he got to 147, it was like he was a little bit too, one, he was kind of like too big to, really be as mobile and use his hands as much. So we kind of like moved more towards the defensive department in that instance. So, my thing is like, as long as it's below 147, that makes it worse for Manny Pacquiao.
Yep.
So we're going off the theme, and that's all. So the answer is yes. He would have actually performed better than he would have been at that.
He would have performed better, but he would have gotten hit more. That's my opinion. But
using this same analogy, right? Bernard Hopkins, right? Let's use Bernard Hopkins, right? Are we doing a Philly guy like this, right? Let's pick a time where Bernard Hopkins was 25 when he fought John David Jackson. The Bernard Hopkins that fought John David Jackson, would he have been able to beat Antonio Tarver?
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah. The fuck.
Here's the thing with
the one that fought Robert Allen.
Huh? Wait, what? That fought John David Jackson.
Yes. Would that version there would have been able to be?
Well, if they were in the same weight class, then yeah, Hopkins would have been able to defeat Tarver.
No. I'm talking about.
I'm a Philly dude. You can't ask me that question, yo.
I know. You're gonna root all the way.
I'm a Philly dude.
But
you can't ask me that question.
But here's the thing: like Tarver was never like at middleweight, so that's the one deterrent off that.
Of course not. And so that's what I'm saying. So if Bernard Hopkins,
and here's the thing too with Tarver. Tarver started late in his professional career. With his age, he started late. So
what's his prime?
Man, that was like what? Early 30s, maybe?
Fellas.
May I ask where you're going with this? Because like you just keep asking. What about this guy? What about this guy? Where are you going with this?
It's always coming to back to the whole Teofimo is the younger fighter facing a top 3 pound for pound, and he's more likely to be viewed as the underdog than the favorite. Has there been a time? I'm sure there is. That's what I'm saying. I just want to. What is that time? If it's common, I'm sure we all would have threw millions of names out. If it's not common, then we're obviously struggling like we are right now, and we're doing long debates around figuring out one time that potentially Mike Tyson could have had this, but he was favored as more than likely the favorite. So where's another time? Like, I'm just trying to see this is more of a rare occasion than of Teofimo Lopez to be able to perform this and get this accomplished, that I think it's actually a pretty astonishing, thing for him to do, because it's not very common that this happens.
It's
Which would
not
be enough
common.
reason.
All right. Yo,
Not even Floyd versus
we're
Hernandez.
going we're gonna leave on that note. It's been 2 hours,
Yeah.
and that was gonna be my cutoff. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Thank you for watching, Johnny, Osmosis,
No,
and
That's
and
it.
Jr.
It is, man. Osmosis.
he came with the heat, man. I told you, man. Hey, I came with fire, man. I'll argue even if I agree.
Thanks for joining
Remember
me.
that.
We got to do this again, y'all. I had a blast.
Yeah,
We
me
totally
too.
went off topic. We talking about 1988. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we got all the
We
way
talking
back to
about primes for Bernard Hopkins and Antonio
Yeah.
Tarver, man. Like, come on,
Yeah.
yo.
Oh, man.
You know
Thanks
me,
for
man.
joining
I
me,
come
man.
to argue.
Yeah, I appreciate everything, man. This virus is going to have a lot more of these talks. I'll holler at y'all, man.
Fuck this
YSN
virus. I'm
Sports
so done with
Media.
it.
I'm out. Yeah, man.
Peace, bro.
All right, y'all.
No, man.
Yeah.